Hello everyone, Scary Skeleton Reactor here, bringing to you yet another reaction video. Time for some more Mr. Nightmare. And this time I'm going to be reacting to 3 creepy true school lockdown stories. Now, yeah, I remember those days in both elementary, middle school, and high school where, yeah, we had to do lockdowns. And for the most part, they were just basic drills, whether it's we didn't really call them lockdowns. From what I remember, I think we called them like Code Red drills, but they weren't the same as fire drills. But for some whatever reason, we call them Code Red. So yeah, but I mean, other than that, they were just basically drills. Nothing really happened to any of the schools that I went to. So yeah, it was just basic normal procedures. So anyways, without further ado, let's get started. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, start.
This is something you guys have been requesting the hell out of for a long time. It took a lot of time, but I finally found 3 stories that take place during school lockdowns.
Number 1.
It was a typical boring day in calculus, only it was Friday, 7th period, meaning the week was almost over and spring break would finally be upon us, so everybody was getting antsy in their seats, I could tell. We didn't have a test that day like a lot of my friends did with their other teachers.
Yeah, I remember I had to do a lot of tests.
Just decided to start playing games with us on Sporkle.com. He was a very laid-back teacher like that. As we were doing some brand logo quiz on Sporkle, I remember
never heard that one, but we did play Kahoot.
Right after my friend answered a question, I remember the exact answer too, Adidas. The dean's voice came through the loudspeaker. He sounded panicked and frantic as he told all the teachers this was not a drill and to go into lockdown. I actually got the chills, and I got goosebumps on my arms as our usually laid-back teacher too seemed panicked as he ran to turn off the lights and ushered us to the back corner of the room. We all sat in silence for about 2 minutes, and then the usual buzzing that came from a panel in the back of the room ceased, indicating that the school must have cut all the power.
Oh man.
We all looked at each other, realizing this must be serious. A few more minutes of waiting later, we heard a man screaming at the top of his lungs coming down the hallway. 2 girls in the class actually started crying, which made all of us even more scared. As the screaming got closer to the classroom, the lunatic-sounding man started banging on the lockers while screaming, "I'll kill all of you." It was at that moment that I started to fear for my life. My teacher shushed us as we all looked at each other to see our peers' reactions.
Oh man.
The banging then moved from the lockers to our classroom door.
Oh no!
And that's when one of the crying girls screamed no. The banging on the door only grew worse as the man started screaming, "Open up." 2 of the girls in the class were crying out loud now.
Man, why are they crying out? The guy could break in by now.
He finally continued down the hallway, screaming like a mentally insane person.
Man.
So we could not hear him anymore. I'd say 10 minutes later, though it felt like half an hour given the situation, the dean came back on the loudspeaker explaining the situation, which was surprising for him to do. He explained that some apparently mentally unstable person entered the building and assaulted the woman sitting at the front desk, causing her to flee the building screaming, and staff wasn't sure if the man was armed or not. Now, this was before...
I mean, if the guy is assaulting the woman at the front desk, there had to be a weapon involved. There's no way that this guy would have at least put up a fight if he didn't have a weapon. Come on now.
Before the school had cameras or could afford proper security.
Oh wow, this was before cameras?
Open to something like this happening.
Oh wow. Okay, now I can get that.
All the hallways and classrooms and couldn't find him. So the dean instructed the teachers to resume teaching, but to keep all the doors locked and to not let any students leave for any reasons. The most disturbing part,
can't imagine if they had to use the bathroom.
The night shift found the man sleeping in one of the storage closets near the back end of the school. And according to rumors that were spread by my peers, sticking out of his pocket was a .44 Magnum.
You mean the .44 Magnum from Clint Eastwood? How did I forget the movie? Dirty Harry, from Dirty Harry? You mean that .44 Magnum?
Being that this is the .44 Magnum, the most powerful handgun in the world, will blow your head clean off. You could ask yourself a question. Do I feel lucky? Well, do you, punk?
That .44 Magnum? I want to know.
The janitor must have done something stupid to wake him up. For example, leaving the closet door open.
What?
Because by the time a police officer could arrive on the scene, the man was gone. My entire class, as far as I know, to this day, has no idea if this man was ever found, but I like to think that right now, he's being given the proper help that he needs.
Man, it sucks that you didn't have that you didn't have cameras or even security. Man, that would have been a lot helpful. And the janitor, oh come on, he should have immediately closed the door or even locked it from the outside if you had the ability to lock it from the outside to trap him in there. But then again, the guy could have used the .44 Magnum to shoot his way out of it. So, yeah. Oh, that was creepy. Alright, number 2.
My school has 2 lunch periods. First lunch period is for all 6th graders and some 7th graders. The second lunch period is for the other half of the 7th graders and all 8th graders. The lockdown happened in the beginning of October.
Kind of sounds like the middle school I went to.
It was overcast and
but I think we had 3 lunch periods.
During the first lunch period, I heard 4 loud booms.
Whoa!
I personally thought it was thunder, but the entire
How is that supposed to be thunder? That sounds like gunshots.
I was thinking those kids were just serious pussies, but the campus security came in and started yelling at people to go into the multi-purpose room. And the kids who were in line buying lunch had to throw out their lunch and come inside. Me and some friends went inside the room along with a huge group of other kids. Everyone was curious as to what was happening.
No, that sounds terrifying after hearing 4 loud gunshots.
The room is made of see-through glass. When me and my friends were rushed inside the campus, security was covering the glass with the curtains, and there were adults at every exit. My friend Eric was curious, as well as the rest of us, so he asked one of the adults what was going on. When he came back, he said, "You know how right in front of TMS there's those houses?" I replied, "Yeah." "There's this mentally disabled, crazy man that barricaded himself in front of his house, and he's threatening to commit suicide and kill the cops if he's evicted. He was walking around outside of school watching kids in a weird way," Eric told us. It turned out the man was also a registered sex offender.
Oh no.
Making matters worse. We were stuck in the multi-purpose room for a whole hour, taking up 2 periods. After the whole thing was settled, we were escorted to our classrooms one by one. I later found out that the man lives next to my friend Brandy, who told me about the previous Halloween when she saw the same man at his window cutting his arm and writing in his own blood, "Don't come here or I'll kill you," on his window. Of course, being Halloween, people, including Brandy, assumed it was just for the holiday. But after this horrific incident, we knew this man was mental, and we're glad he never got near us.
Man, that is scary. Number 3.
I'm 22 years old, fresh out of college, and I recently got a job at my old high school as a sort of computer intern in the school basement. The basement of the school is very messy and disorganized, but there is a small 3-person office that's actually very nice down there. It has 3 nice big desks, 2 mini fridges, a flat screen TV mounted on the wall, and oh so satisfying air conditioning, a luxury the students and teachers cannot enjoy in the school. And of course all of the school servers and other computery stuff.
That the rest of the students and teachers couldn't enjoy air conditioning.
I got the job because 3 of my old computer teachers flat out adored me. I could actually consider them as real friends, not just teacher figures. so they all helped tremendously in landing me this job. It's been great, until something that happened a few weeks ago. My two co-workers that shared the office with me, Dave and Gary, weren't in the office at the time. They were upstairs working on papers or whatever. I was eating my sandwich during my lunch break when I got a phone call from one of the women in the front office telling me the school was on lockdown and that somebody, possibly armed, had entered the school.
Oh no.
There wasn't much that I could do other than turn off the lights because, surprisingly, as nice as this little office was, it didn't have an actual door to it, just a big opening, and the door to the whole basement didn't even have a working lock. For my own safety, I did turn off all the lights in the office and my computer screen. I kept my phone on the desk, texting both Gary and Dave, but they wouldn't respond. I sat down there in the dark, playing games on my phone for like 20 minutes.
I would have been hiding already.
Up front to tell me to resume working. I had no idea what was happening. I couldn't hear what was going on upstairs from down here.
And I would put my phone on silent
any
mode.
Calls until I was informed that the lockdown was over.
Turn off my brightness.
Then the noisy basement door opened.
Oh no!
The creaking echoed across the basement and into my office. I sat up from my seat, wondering if I should call out Gary or Dave. I was eager to get some info from them. Someone then came running down the stairs and the footsteps were approaching my office. I pushed away my chair and crawled under my desk. Somebody entered the office but did not turn on the lights. There was just silence. I can't even describe the fear I was experiencing. I felt like if I made one sudden noise, I'd be a dead man. Suddenly, my phone dinged as I got a text message.
Oh no!
I felt my entire world shrivel up and die.
Why didn't you turn it off?
As I clenched my teeth in fear. Footsteps suddenly moved closer to me until I finally dove out from under the desk in capitulation, begging whoever it was not to kill me. And just then, someone grabbed my arm and pulled me up. It was some guy in a red plaid button-up, jeans, and a reddish-black cap. He told me, "It's okay, I'm just down here hiding with you." "What's going on up there?" I whispered to him. He kind of ignored my question and asked me if there's an exit down here. I told him, "Yeah, around that way." Before he could do anything else, I asked him, "Who are you?" There was a brief moment of silence. Before he started explaining, he was coming in to pick up his son when a teacher told him to hide. After his explanation, I checked my phone and saw the text I received was from Dave. It said, "Dude, this is fucking crazy. Some guy with a gun shot Mr. Buckley. He's wearing a red shirt and a hat. Whatever you do, don't go upstairs." I was about to reread that text out loud to the man until I realized. I looked up and felt my stomach sink. The man seemed to catch on to my suspicious stare. Panicking, all I could think to do was to run for the upstairs. A gunshot echoed through the basement, and I could hear the bullet ricochet off something metal in the darkness. But thank God the bullet missed me, and I made it upstairs.
Thank goodness.
Fortunately, police were waiting at all exits, including the basement exit, and caught the man the second he opened the door. More good news. Our teacher, Mr. Buckley, survived the gunshot. It was later determined that the man and Mr. Buckley had some beef for whatever reason, but that was never revealed. All we know is that Mr. Buckley couldn't have done anything that would have warranted this kind of reaction. And I know that the sound of that gunshot will forever echo in my mind.
Thanks for watching. You're welcome, Mr. Nightmare. You're very welcome. You've done it again. Whew. Wow. That is terrifying. Well, that was 3 creepy true school lockdown stories. Man. That is scary to come face to face with the shooter. Man. The thing, you could have saved yourself some trouble by turning the brightness off your screen and putting your phone in silent mode, and keep it close to your chest, close to yourself, to muffle that sound or that vibrate if you choose to put it on vibrate. But that would make a little noise. So I would say you would have just hit away from the start instead of playing games on your phone. So, but thank goodness that the bullet missed. So anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. You know the drill. Please like, please subscribe. If you guys have requests, comment down below. I'll see you guys in my next reaction. Peace.